By the way, Viking, I don't know how long ago this was, but they changed their logo finally. It was horrible before, and now it's very good, I would say.
That's pretty solid now. I didn't like it before either, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
I instantly favor NiP.
Is this the game that Jenkins wins his bet? He's going to have plenty of opportunities.
This is true, actually.
PSG actually set himself up for failure.
I forgot about the bet. That's why I took the bet.
Why don't we remind everybody, since there's a lot of EU viewers now?
The bet was that the Bloodseeker has to win a single game that we watch.
Yes.
And I have to if he does, I have to random 3 times.
First pick
random on my main account.
And ranked, obviously.
Same for him.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I have a lot more on the line here, guys, because I'm almost 9K and he's 7.4K.
How's your MMR doing these days? Were you on a down
I
streak
dropped
or an
all the
up
way to
streak?
85, and then I made it back. Okay, I'm at like 88.50 or something like that.
I landslid farther. Okay, I've got more ground to cover.
Yeah, he does.
Well, Snapfire is going to be the response here.
Snapfire is nice with Void. They're basically saying Void can itemize pure survivability. That's the nice part about this draft. Is against Drow you have to on Void. So as Void, you usually feel somewhat pressured to buy Mask of Madness MKB or something of that nature where you just kill somebody on a chrono. But his team is pretty much being completely built around the fact that he doesn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't even mind like another mid lane or something like a Death Prophet type that just dumps damage into the chrono.
Speaking of Death Prophet type heroes, I was looking at Leshrack's win rate last night. It's like 56% in pro level.
Leshrack is really good
as one of the most picked heroes.
You know, I played Lesh 3 or 4 times. I'm not the best Lesh player, but I played it 3 or 4 times. I'm like, that hero felt powerful. You know,
in the offlane or?
I played it offlane and mid.
Oh, jeez, please.
And you know what I also did?
Bloodseeker,
I played Bloodseeker 3 or 4 times,
and
that hero felt like ass.
Come on.
Well, we'll find out here.
Bloodseeker also has a very high win rate.
I mean,
honestly, if
before
Pudge
this
was
series,
picked 6 times, I would think it would win once.
You said you were much more confident in Viking in general in this series, but now that they picked Bloodseeker, it's just all gone out the window, right?
It's actually, I've lost so much faith in Viking GG in a 1 pick. Could they still win? Absolutely. Like, I think they're a solid team, and I liked their draft up until that point. Maybe they can have 4 out of 5 good heroes here.
Earth Spirit?
Good combo with the Bloodseeker, the classic kick
him. Yeah.
So, would you guys consider? I know Bloodseeker.
You would be very familiar with these kick strats.
Yeah, absolutely. So would you. You do a lot of kicking, and you get kicked quite a lot.
Sorry, Suspect. Go ahead. I had to say that one.
The new Bloodseeker. Would you consider, based on like the builds that we've been seeing, do they still need like this active frontliner, this tanky kind of guy, or is Bloodseeker a pseudo version of that?
No, he's a tank. Bloodseeker is 100% a tank. I think they do need an active hero. Well, that's the problem. You don't play Bloodseeker like a tank. You play like you're some offlane mid hero.
Do you get Radiance on Bloodseeker? Boy, I miss those days.
No, I've tried the Grief crap.
Yeah, that's good. Earth Spirit, fantastic with the Bloodseeker. As you were mentioning, and as I was mentioning as a Bloodseeker expert, you do actually need heroes to go in and get things started for you. Bloodseeker is not really the... He likes to complement and supplement the activity, but he is not the person that is going to initiate it. And so it's very nice to have this Earth Spirit. Maybe even a +1 would be fantastic.
What do you think of Bloodseeker in the next patch, which changed to be a strength hero?
It would make much more sense with the way they're having him be played.
That would make him worse because the Agi, plus the fact that he has
decent strength
gain, an armor talent, like he's so tanky, and then also the way that you play him in the offlane lets you build a bunch of stats. Like you can build to have tank items, maybe not stats, but like tank items.
I'm not a huge fan of this Storm pick. It's like okay in the sense that you can like they don't have any stuns for you other than the Drow silence and the Earth Spirit silence, but like it's just I was a bit nervous of like the pace of the game for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Where like this Drow Bloodseeker lanes, they're very powerful. They like the one thing I will give Bloodseeker is he's a very strong laner. So if you fall too far behind and you kind of give in to that momentum that he can create in other lanes, or that he feeds off of the other lanes, I would say, Storm Spirit kind of leaves me vulnerable with this like a 10th pick mid that just kind of shits on it, I think. Boom, by the way, for Viking GG was the one that brought Quap on the map back in like March. They won a game off of Secret because and they won an entire series off of one of the better teams of the tournament because they just picked Quap first round 2 games in a row. And I was like, oh. And that was like before anyone had given her credit for being a good hero. So I like the co-op ban from NiP. They've done their homework.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, one more pick to go for each respective
5
team.
seconds remaining.
Did you use a nuts region, man? They're just banning CK as an offlaner. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just like, damn. Like,
No, it's.
I guess against Drow, like kill lanes are really the way people have been
definitely
dealing with it.
getting more sold on the offlane CK. It feels very hard to deal with in some games.
You know, offlane CK, if they hadn't banned it, the Dispel from the ult, once you get Ags, is actually incredibly good this game.
Silence.
It is
Silences,
indeed against the Earth Spirit. It just ruins them.
Earthshaker. Okay, so
Core Snap. Core
we might,
ET?
Core Snap ET or Earthshaker. I would. The funny thing is, like, I would say it's more likely a Core Snap or ET. Given
I
how,
would like Core Snap here. I think they
10
would benefit
seconds
more from
remaining.
that, but I actually don't know what they prefer.
5
My gut says
seconds remaining.
it's Saberlight playing ET. He's probably been spamming that in pubs. I know he's a fiend.
I'm down for either. I don't have a strong preference. I just think Core Snap might help them out more.
Damn, they have 7 seconds. Okay, so
It's gonna be Lena or something. Or Lena's banned.
Oh, I'm surprised Voice is still there, actually.
Oh.
okay.
Isn't Storm like gonna have a good lane? No? Isn't Storm good in lane versus Void Spirit? I know in
Yeah,
game
it's
you buy
fine,
the
it's
Yules
fine.
and you catch him off with the
It's-
Void Spirit, but like
All right, choose wisely, gentlemen.
you already know my pick.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with NiP. I like the heavy team fight, and I think they have enough of it that even the small skirmish Viking has isn't enough.
All right, well, we'll find out very shortly who wins this bet because BSJ's MMR is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Will Bloodseeker win or will he lose? We'll be right back to find out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monster Energy Dota Summit Online. I'm ODPixel here with Lacoste, and we're getting ourselves ready for the action between NiP and Viking. Lacoste, we just had the drafts come in. What's sort of your first reactions to what we're seeing here?
I'm surprised that we see these last picks, especially Earthshaker as the last pick. I don't find that hero particularly strong right now. I would actually rate him at the bottom of the tier list right now. I mean, Shaker can have a good game, but it's a very hard game for him. He's playing against 1, 2, 3/4 silences if Void gets Aghanim
Well,
Scepter.
/5 if he gets Ags, right? Get 2 of them.
You're smart,
Hey.
Owen.
I mean, you're right, though. It seems like a lot of silence. You know what I mean? There's going to be these fights that the Vikings going to be turning up to, and NiP, if they don't have their BKBs, Yuleses, Mantas, whatever, they've got to be very careful how they take the team fights.
Yeah, I mean, this particular matchup, Faceless Void against the Draw Ranger, you would say, yep, Faceless Void wins. You know, he's a melee hero. He's going to jump on top of her, disable marksmanship, get her inside of Chronosphere. That's all true, but if there's a save, if there's a Vengeful Spirit on the team and her positioning is good, then it's not the same matchup. Draw Ranger gets on top of that matchup for sure. A good rotation already. Can they catch Saberlight?
Won't quite catch the ET, maybe. I'll say they find Error, but Error's probably going to be well aware of the move here, so won't be caught out by Vikings swinging back over. And then, so sort of overall with the setup, looking at the lanes. I mean, when you do look at these two lineups, where do you think the strengths lie for each of the teams? Like, what has each team tried to draft towards?
Well, watching the way Viking drafted, they have a Bloodseeker who's extremely strong laner. He's sitting at the 6 armor, good zoning tool. You can already see the harassment coming out of this Blood Rage. And Fisher is available.
Got Fairy Fire, but they've got the Blast. And they'll get it. Charlie able to take first blood there. 3 of them beaten down onto the Bloodseeker, and strong start for Charlie in this bottom lane.
Well, when I said he was a strong laner, he needs to be in the lane, not in the jungle to be strong.
Aha.
That's why they
touche.
killed him.
Exactly. Well, we'll see how he does down here. We'll have the backup of Aramis hanging around on his Earth Spirit. But should be, would you consider this sort of a pretty solid, safe lane for NiP? Like, is this Void going to have any trouble farming down here?
I don't think they can kill Void if he plays defensively. They have 2 silences plus a stun. I think their primarily target will be Snapfire most of the time. Aramis trying to drag the creep wave, but this is going to be a lot of harassment coming out from Misha already.
Yeah, taking quite a bit of damage here for this move, but we'll still get away with it.
when you see position 4 getting boots, someone that doesn't usually buy boots, like Tiny usually gets boots, but if it's any other hero, you know that he's gonna do this stuff. Now let's just drag it midway.
I mean, it kind of is, isn't it? Boom's like, oh, whilst you're over here, bring that over to me.
Yeah, buy me a bottle.
But he's going to continue to make the long walk round. He's going to be able to time it, make it meet that 1 minute 30 wave coming in down bottom. We'll see what we've got going on elsewhere at the moment in the mid. Pretty close. Supreme able to get actually a few
top lane. Saberlight dropping fairly low, but has a healing salve, and they also need to be careful when you're playing against Bloodseekers that everyone has enough regen, maybe get some tranquil boots, always have sustain, and yeah, Era doing the same thing that Earth Spirit did, dragging the creep wave. Something that we see more of lately, where ET kind of becomes a core. We see some carry ETs, we see offlane ETs. This hero is extremely strong. Once he hits that level 3, I mean, you cast with Fogged all the time. Every single time he sees ET, I know that he's super happy. Sometimes he messages me, man, this is ET, and then...
well, during the cast, you know?
Yeah, and during the cast, you know, he's so good that he can also trash talk the item build or the skill build that they're doing on ET. I mean, he has every right to do so. He's the best ET player in the world.
Oh, absolutely, you know. Yeah, so I do. Oh, bomb lane. Trying to get the rolling on Charlie, but they've got the cookie set. They do get the slow on Misha. Right down. He should take a bit of damage, but it's not going to get quite dove in upon. Top lane, Celery is looking for the courier. Won't be able to find him. Trying to get a few punches in onto Era. I mean, and this top lane, when the levels do start to get in, does it get to a point where Saberlight and Era feel confident to play the lane and run down heroes, or for the most part, does this Drow Venge just destroy these two melees?
If they can get a good block off, yeah, they have a good kill potential, and here we see ET is level 3, one of the reasons why Era moved, so that Saberlight can get that level 3. 2 points in Astral Spirit, more than enough.
Supreme. He's actually dealing with the both of them here. Aramis came in with the rotation. Aramis actually nearly dying. In fact, he might just, comes in to try and gank the Storm, and ends up with Supreme getting the kill against the two of them. That's a gank gone wrong.
Yeah, first he dragged the creep wave to the mid lane. Now he dragged the one kill for Storm Spirit, 1 feed, and the Storm Spirit will be level 6 faster than the Void Spirit, which also opens up a kill potential on the mid lane, so Aramis will need to secure the rune for his mid laner, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got to do something there, because so far it's been a very nice start here for Supreme. Supreme, get the dragon onto Boom, Arcane Rune. It is going to be picked up.
Mid there.
Let's see if they can get anything out of this. They won't be able to do so. But yeah, some styling moves there as Aramis catches him on the ollie. And doing his job. Securing that rune pickup for Boom. He's got the Arcane Rune going, and he should give him that well-needed edge here in a matchup where he's starting to fall behind. They do get a roll in and a kickback. Not quite under the tower range, but a good remnant pulls Supreme in. And Aramis, he's making stuff happen now in the mid lane. Securing the rune and getting that kill. Definitely redeeming himself for that early kill fed towards the Storm, and really giving Boom some space to play now in this mid lane. Top lane, they do manage to chase down Celery, Saberlight and Era. Again, just able to storm him down with the Fisher setup and the high damage coming out from these Elder Titan punches.
Yeah, they're even getting a kill without any stacks, because Viking, they blocked the side camp with the center ward, so ET can get some ridiculous damage, but they're still getting a kill on Venge if she gets caught out of position. But it's okay if she can make any stacks for the Drow Ranger. This is the best hero in Dota that can stack top lane. There's Spirit rolling in.
Yeah, lovely moves from Aramis. Comes in with the stun and it immediately lines up the slow onto both heroes. Era's down on the low ground. Celery's going to have a magic missile up in a second. Setup's there. They're stepping in. Aramis is also going to have the roll if he's able to connect it, and he is. Straight in. Another connection onto Era. Double kill for Shad. I mean, Aramis, he's having a hot one now. Yeah. Some lovely moves from the mid to the top lane, getting a lot of action going the way of Viking.
Great play from Celery. He 8-3 to spare some time and manages to close the gap. I don't know if you noticed it here where the center ward is standing.
The corner, yeah.
Yeah.
And nice moves here on this top lane. And yeah, getting Shad the 2 kills. He's going to be able to get those early stat items done and dusted. Tread soon to be coming out on top of the double Wraith bands. So.
And Bloodseeker's getting close on the bottom lane. He was left alone because Earthsmirit. What? Earthsmirit is making all the moves on the map, and he will be level 6, which gives them a kill potential.
Yeah.
Like whenever you have a position 4 who can stun people, Rupture is extremely powerful. A little bit of misplay on the bottom lane, Cookie and Time Walk. Like, you can close the gap from very far away, but you need to be on the same page.
On top, they're trying to dive in on the 2 of them. Again, having to be careful anytime that they do sort of move in onto the Venge Drown, not quite get the kill, as Shad and Celery always looking for the opportunity to turn, and especially so once Shad does hit that 6, a huge buff to his damage output.
Yeah, if you compared like Drow Ranger against this offlaner who doesn't care too much about getting level 6, he might get a point in Echo Stomp instead, just for the setup and extra control. But once Drow Ranger gets 6, like, they should be very careful how they play this lane.
Yeah. Mid lane. Top lane is the action where they're diving on Celery. Celery's able to put the salve, turn around onto Sableye. Fisher will cancel the salve, but it won't kill Celery. Shad's able to turn, get the kill. Yeah, he's now 1 creep away from hitting that level 6. This range creep will do it. And we're seeing him already get these kills without the 6. Now he's got it. It's going to be such a hard lane to move into.
I think if he was level 6 there, he would have tried to go for Earthshaker as well. Keen Optic, dropped 4. Faceless Void on the bottom, not the best item for him. We'll just send it back. Storm Spirit will pick it up for some extra mana regen.
Storm's game slowing down a little bit now. That move down to the bottom lane, put to a stop by that Boom following him up. And Boom. Eyed upon in the mid lane era. We're thinking if he can get some sort of Fisher setup. Oh, 8-minute runes there. Boom's able to get in and grab it, but he's pretty low. They've got the control. They'll be able to punish it. They may get the rune, but he does die. The same time down bottom, a trade between the 2 of them. As Misha going down on NiP, whilst, of course, Toby does at the same time. Still Charlie able to win out on top of it all. He's hit the 6. Of course, got the Chronosphere good to go. So Vikings going to be have to be pretty cautious down in the bottom lane. Charlie's going to have that easy setup.
Yeah, but Bloodseeker's also level 6, so whoever gets a good engagement, Faceless Void sitting at half HP, just bringing a casual mask for some extra top lane. Celery will go down, yeah. And this is what I like to see. Everyone just playing aggressive. A lot of kills early on. 13 kills, 9 minutes in. Not feeling good for our observer, you know. He's probably missed a couple of those, but so did I.
I've missed most of them, mate. There's so much going on across the map. And like one person's dying in one lane, somebody else is on the way out of the other lane. Top lane, Supreme, he's diving in underneath the tower. Straight over towards Shad. Error, he's got a Fisher laid down a Supreme. He's in on the Drow. Shad tries to turn. Actually still alive, finally falls. As they get the kill, immediately looking for the TP out, but Boom's able to come in and cancel it. With the Remnant, grabs onto Error, and Error will fall to the rotation of Boom. But the big kill to be had there by NiP, getting in and slowing down this Drow's game.
Aramis, he had a TP ready, but he understood, like, yeah, this Drow Ranger's already dead, no point for me to TP. I'm just gonna sit behind the Bloodseeker on bottom. He's playing very aggressively, and if they go with the Chronosphere, Bloodseeker might actually survive. They don't have enough damage to put inside a Chrono, but now they do. Snapfire just hit level 6, Smoke is ready, they're gonna use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Straight away, here we go, NiP ready to use these ultimates. Let's see what they can get with it. Boom or Shad would be the target. Still just level 5 on Celery, of course, so no swap to worry about right now. They should have a free chance at a kill if they can get that catch. Coming in from the high ground, Charlie. He's there with the wraparound. Could just drop it down on Boom, and he will. Straight in he goes. Onto the Void Spirit. Have they got the damage? They certainly do. Supreme able to slide in and across with the Bull Lightning. They take down Boom. Now with the numbers, NiP are ready to try and dive in potentially on this top lane. Viking, they've got the 3 of them. Can they hold off? Pyjamas rolls in straight away onto Sableye. They get the silence onto Supreme. Fisher from Error holds back both Celery and Aramis, so space will be there for Supreme to get back. But a good turn and a good hold there from Viking underneath the tower, whilst NiP came in looking for more.
Yeah, NiP understands we used to ultis. We don't want to stay there. Faceless Void instantly TPs back to the bottom lane. They No, there's a couple of TP rotations to the top lane, and I feel like Viking just wants to push the tower. They understand there's no 2 ultis. Earthshaker is level 6. Oh man, this is not gonna be good timing for Earthshaker's Blank Dagger. He bought all these like small items. Ring of Bassi, Magic Stick, Full Tranquil Boots, and he's sitting at only 3 CS, even though he is involved in 6 kills.
Top Aramis. It gets a perfect angle in on the Saberlight. The blood right down. It's going to latch onto
Good
Misha,
Fisher
silencing him. They get the silence onto Era, but Supreme's TPing in straight on a Shad, and indeed Shad trapped him by the Fisher from Era. That'll set up for Supreme to finish off the kill, and Era, he's already hunting for more, trying to chase down Celery. We've got a bit of mana on Supreme. We'll see if he wants to try and commit for the zip, but looks like he doesn't want to go too deep in. As, they'll let the rest of them back off.
Fisher block. Like, he blocked off the whole team. They leave with 0 casualties. And the Storm Spirit, he's just a recipe away from Orchid. They don't have any like defensive abilities. The Vengeful Spirit in that fight was still level 5. She just bought a tome for herself. So that's going to be the only save that they have. Void Spirit working towards that. Yule Scepter, kind of a standard build cookie. Not going to connect.
Boom. Able to jump out just in time. 12-minute runes up. Celery's able to grab it for himself. Haste runes taken. Yeah, Supreme hitting some good kills. I mean, both mids getting active early. A little bit more action being completed by Supreme. Right now, there's bottom. Shad. Going to start putting some pressure onto this bottom tower. He's backed up by both Celery and Aramis. See if there's any reaction from NiP. Still, of course, just choosing to keep Charlie out of the action whilst he farms up. And going for the Mask of Madness into the Battle Fury this game. So we're going to see some big-time farming here from Charlie.
I mean, Charlie always was a guy that loves to build Battle Fury in certain situations. Dive on the bottom. This is an easy kill. Void Chronosphere smoked, ready in 3 seconds.
He's going to try and find something, Charlie. Jumps
in.
Orchid reveal. He's looking for an opportunity, but he's jumped straight into a silence. Aramis tries to turn with a stun, but he's off the mark. Charlie, he's taking heavy damage from Shad. Gets the Chrono, though, down on the 2 of them. Both Shad and Celery are caught on the back. Aramis continues to play around with Misha, but Misha's able to jump over with the cookie. Toby trying for the chase down. Era lays down the Echo, turns with the Enchant Totem onto Celery. Toby's got the Blood Right. Supreme zips to the side, but now Supreme's out of mana. Era holding his ground whilst he's ruptured. He doesn't have to move any further. Aramis maybe looking for an opportunity to get back in on this as Era is low. Silence into play before Era can get the Fisher off, but he jukes the stun. He's out of the Blood Right. Era still alive somehow, can't quite get the Fisher out, and Supreme hasn't got enough mana here to punish either Aramis or Toby. So, Viking.
Man, Charlie barely survived there. He landed a sick Chrono against all these silences. Right now they have 3. And he managed to TP out, continues to farm. But to go back to the talk about his item build, like, he always preferred to get, like, these... even when he was playing Troll, when Battle Fury was not really popular item, he kind of had chance to go for different items, but always wanted to go for something more greedy. And he also found Iron Talon, like, when game is going good for you, this is the item that you want to get. When game's not going good, you also want to get that. Misha looks pretty dead to me.
Supreme. He's going to try and play aggressive with the Orchid onto Boom, but he's gone straight into a silence here. If the roll across into the silence, Aramis has the follow-up control as Supreme is taken out. A very aggressive attempt of a turn there by Supreme gets punished heavily. And now Saberlight, he's going to be in trouble too as Aramis again finds the connection. Saberlight trying to juke this out, but the rest of Viking there hot on the hunt. Wave of the Terror is there as Saberlight taken out by Boom. A triple kill for him. I mean, that whole move sort of beginning with a bit of an awkward play there. Supreme, he really wanted to use his Orchid and turn, but he was turning as the whole lineup. And as we said from the start, they've got so much silence and control that you've got to be so careful if you're NiP when you want to try and poke at Vikings lineup.
Yeah, that's why Storm Spirit instantly queues up Yule Scepter. Like, he needs a defensive item and does not want to commit for a BKB. Earthshaker getting caught.
Aramis
should be a kill. One more roll.
Constant catch.
Just kidding.
Boom.
Kill secured by Boom. And it's very important that Boom got all those kills because he's working towards his Aghanim Scepter, already has it completed, so doesn't have to care too much about Storm's Orchid, about the time dilation, and it's a good setup for the Remnant.
I mean, it's sort of those situations as well where we're seeing Supreme struggle with the silences and the control. It does make me wonder, you know, when you look at Charlie's Battle Fury, Do you think it's a good approach to go for this greed to try and pay off in the long run? Or do you think it's going to hurt that he hasn't got things that he can get active with and even sort of protect himself earlier in the game?
In this particular game, I would prefer if he just gets like Mask of Madness into Manta style, be more tanky, and have a way of dispelling things. But, you know, it's Charlie. I remember one game when I was casting and Charlie messaged me when he went like Yasha and Basher on Troll. It actually won them the game, but I really didn't like it, and then he tried to explain to me why he went for it.
Okay.
Pretty nice move from Charlie. Gotta respect that.
Yeah, that's a good move, you know, rather than sort of going, oh, this cast is terrible. You know, he's actually having a talk and, you know, it's saying sort of his thought process, yeah. Oh, fair play to the man. Let's see what the moves now. 5k lead. And what was sort of his words anyway? What did he have to say about the build?
I mean, I can try to check if you're like super interested.
Oh, wow, it's just always interesting to hear sort of, you know, people's different opinions on approaches. I mean, because what was your criticism in that game when he was going Yasha Basha? What did you suggest he could have gone instead?
I believe I wanted him to just get a BKB and fight with the team, but they had very limited lockdown, if I remember correctly. There's no fights going on, so he said my theory was that their way to win the game is minute 20 to 25 with their Crimson Pipe mech timing, and I wouldn't be ready to fight if I went Battle Fury. Because if I go Battle Fury, I did not want to go straight BKB, and it will not be helpful for team fights. I also looked at my TA, and she was very fat at the time, and I finished my Basher and then go for BKB. So, you know, his process of thoughts, which is really nice to hear.
No, yeah, that's a very nice move from Charlie there. Well, here we go. Smoke up from Viking. I see. We go here. Just boom.
Easy setup.
And straight away, silence onto the two, and then they just get destroyed by Viking running them over. I mean, these silences, saying it's hard. It's a hard game for NiP to play. You know what I mean? They've got to be so careful. One silence, and then you're going to get hit by all of them. You know what I mean? We're seeing sort of the way that Viking can follow up one another, being executed very nicely. Aramis just consistently there with the follow-up. I mean, continue to be as active as ever. 4-1 and 10 this game. Some very solid Earth Spirit play.
Viking, they're also not relying on any cooldowns. They can keep fighting all the time. If you look at their heroes, they're ready to go. So it's very punishable if they misuse a Chronos here, if they don't get like 1 or 2 big kills. Charlie looking for a kill with the Invis. He's very close to finishing his Battle Fury. This Battle Fury might actually backfire so easily in this type of a game where there's no long cooldowns on the enemy side. And it also opens up the Roche. They lose one fight. This opens up the Roche for Viking easily. It's really one of those things that it's either going to backfire horrendously or it's going to pay off perfectly. I feel like if Charlie's able to get, if he's able to get the Battle Fury and sort of his next item before they're losing tier 3s, then it's going to absolutely feel like this is fine. You know, this Void is going to scale in a way that you wouldn't be able to scale otherwise. It's going to pay off. The Rupture down onto Misha. Again, Aramis with the rolling kick to the side as Misha just bleeds out the Rupture. Supreme's going to try and come with the counter play as he jumps in onto Boom, but Boom's out with the Dissimilate. Supreme, he can't chase any further with Boom having the safety of Aramis and Celery by his side. Yeah, the thing about the Battle Fury is if he doesn't take any fight, if he just keeps farming, or if NiP takes one good fight, he's going to have a BKB after. So, you know, it really depends how the next few minutes is going to develop. Yeah,
I mean, I think, so far, I think he's getting away with it. Charlie, Battle Fury done in 19 minutes in. If he can get that BKB, once that's completed, I think he's going to have very little issues. And of course, NiP do have fantastic team fight around the Chronosphere. So I think maybe a bit of pressure now onto Viking to just keep this, you know, lead that they have right now, and maybe start to try and move in for more aggressive moves. Otherwise, this Void could take over.
Yeah, you see, they want to smoke right now, but Era does not have a Blink Dagger yet. Kind of missing 30 seconds on the timing that they wanted to take a fight. And now he has it. Philly Stone. Some extra gold coming in. They picked up 2 Bounty Runes, and they're ready to take a fight right now. Smoke coming out from NiP. Let's see the positioning from Viking.
Let's have a look. Of course, one thing as well that does allow Charlie to get away with this Battle Fury is that you know, right, he might not have sort of an early damage item, but that doesn't matter. Because as we can see right here, with spells like the Kisses, They've got all the damage that's required. All Charlie needs to do is get in and find that Chrono.
Is under attack.
They used 2 ultis, a bit of miscommunication, because Earthshaker just blinked in. Not sure how they wanted to start it. Bloodseeker getting caught.
Like this. And he is very, very dead by the looks of it here. The whole of NiP moving over. A little out of position there, Toby. And now they're going to try and jump in for more. They know there's only 3 up. Diving in straight away. Celery's in with the swap. Gets Shad out the side. Supreme having to zip back there. A little scared of the turn potential of Viking. Out the Spirit. Celery. Aggressive swapper as he brings Saberlight back into the clutches of Shad. Shad, he's actually looking over towards Era instead. He lets Saberlight go. Saberlight is actually going to be able to TP out because of that.
And now, for Viking, it's time to try to get the Roche. They have enough damage with the Drow Rangers, marksmanship, Venge Aura. Like, they should punish it, and Celery instantly runs in. Like, it's always like that. Whenever you have 2-3 big ultis with the long cooldowns and one team that doesn't have any, like, they're just gonna punish that. So, let's see how Faceless Void BKB is going. Yeah, he has a Mitchell Hammer, you know, he needs 2 minutes without disrupting him to finish it off.
And no, he's getting there. Well, with this Aegis, you've got to imagine that Viking are really going to push to the advantage now, especially with the BKB done on Shad. Very strong at this moment in time.
Yeah.
Going to try and swing around the top lane to the tier 1.
He's swapping in Imclaw and Vampire Fangs. I find Vampire Fangs one of the worst items to carry. So you just use it whenever you're farming neutrals to go back to full HP, or like if you're doing Roche, just to have extra sustain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, we didn't mention
nice.
the item build on Toby, where he went Hood and Rod of Aethas.
Oh yeah.
Like Rod of Aethas against the Storm, against the Void, pre-BKBs, pre-Yule Scepter, extremely powerful item.
No, absolutely, yeah. It makes it even more of a nightmare for Supreme going into these fights. I mean, to the point where, like, for the Storm this game, should the Yules be enough for Supreme to be safe, or is this going to be one of those games where he feels that he does need a BKB really to play?
He'll also need a BKB. I see Bloodstone, which is fine, but, you know, if things are not going well, you might need to get a BKB bottom lane.
They're in. Aramis, he's got the control. Charlie, he's dead. Quick reaction there. Charlie really pushing his luck as he looked to take the tier 1 tower. The tower does go down, but very easy for Viking to come in with the TPs and set up and punish the Void as he was pushing out alone.
And there's going to be another 2 silences that you mentioned. Void Spirit about to finish his Aghanim Scepter, and he also has BKB queued up. Like, he understands that everything they have is pretty much magical damage, besides the like, Chronosphere right clicks and the ET's ulti.
I mean, that's true, actually. I mean, you sort of look at their heroes, and especially Boom, if he's able to get, like, a Pulse off, have a little bit of shield, and pop his BKB, he's not going to die in a Chrono, right? They just won't have the damage. Like, they don't have enough damage. You get BKB off before your Chrono, you don't care about actually being caught in the Chrono. And
Storm Spirit with that Yule Scepter, he uses it defensively. If Void Spirit is around, it's just the perfect setup for Remnant.
Yeah, it's hard. I think it really is a very hard Storm game for Supreme. He's got so many things that he has to dodge in these fights.
Also, I believe we haven't seen Echo Slam being used at all.
No, not yet. Ara's just not found the opportunity. I mean, there was that one actually up top when he was walking in, but nothing with the blink. I don't think we've seen anything since he picked the blink up. See what they can get here. Smoke up from both sides, Toby. He's heading in. Tries for the rod on Era. Era's out with the blink straight away. I mean, they're all running. NiP here. Not wanting to take a fight on Vikings' terms, and Shad's getting a lot of room to take this tier 2 down in the mid lane.
So they have another save during the Chronosphere. This pipe will do insanely good against these magical damage coming from Earthshaker, Snapfire, and right now Viking just playing extremely aggressive, going in, taking the towers, looking to find any kind of fight, any reaction that NiP wants to make. Charlie still 700 gold away from that BKB. They see his inventory, they say like, screw that, we want to take a fight. Like, we understand he misuses a Chronosphere. We might actually end the game. If Charlie dies without a buyback, they still have 1 minute and 30 seconds. They could actually just close the game if they win a fight.
Yeah, I mean,
Man,
that really is a
damage
scary
is
thing.
insane.
If Sableye steps up, half his HP pretty much taken away there by Shad. That's what we have up in the top lane. Supreme's pushing out. Aramis and Boom, they're on the hunt for this Storm, though. Supreme's got to be careful. Boom's able to jump in. He's got the Yule set up, and Supreme is going to have to self-Yules. As soon as he's down, there's another silence to follow from Boom. And again, just sort of showing the difficulties for both of NiP's big cores to play out on the map right now with the amount of catch and silence that Viking have. See down bottom, Charlie. He's going to start making moves on this right out with the creeps. I mean,
No, he's scanning for himself, see if there's any rotation. Use his time walk. We'll probably just TP back, has a BKB ready. This is
okay.
Do or die for NiP.
Yeah, they've got to come in with a big defense hit.
20 seconds for Aegis.
Let's have a look. Tower going down. Gonna jump. I mean, there's gonna be a swap.
Easy swap.
Oh, no, Celery has got caught out by the stomp. An excellent stomp coming in from Saberlight. Stop Celery from being able to come with an initial save, but there is an Aegis. They're ready
Aegis
for round 2.
1 second. They mistimed it.
Wait, was it actually that close to it being out?
It was actually 1
gonna
second.
go out.
I was looking at the timer.
Oh no, they tried.
Sick stomp from ET, but this is it. I think this game might just end. They don't have enough damage without Grandma's ulti, without Chronosphere. They don't have enough.
Wait, was it that? So you're saying what? If they just waited a second on killing Shad, they would have had him. The Aegis would have been gone.
This game would probably be different. At least they
Would
would
they?
have another chance.
Oh no.
They should not back off. They should stay and try to go for more.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing exactly that. Yeah, look at that aggressive jump straight away in onto Charlie. Charlie's out to the side. BKB's still on cooldown. He gets dragged back by the Remnant. Charlie's dead. Dead for 55. And now Supreme is gone as well. It feels impossible to play right now here for NiP. Just too much control. Viking, they've hit their timings. And NiP, they just... I don't know what the timing was with their lineup.
1 second, that was the timing.
I mean, 1 second, yeah. Timing not going in the favor of NiP here, as Viking having no trouble dealing with both of their cores, both Supreme and Charlie, just getting consistently caught out by these silences. And Viking now take a second set of racks here. NiP, they'll probably get a chance to hold in on this game, but they're now 2 racks down. Viking pretty much up 20k at 28 minutes here.
Oh, Yule Scepter, but I don't think they take this fight. Storm is out in 5 seconds. If they just fall back as a team, they should be able to get out.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Boom, no, he wants to jump in. He's going to be in straight away. Supreme is zip forward, but instantly gets silenced. Has to self-heals himself into the air, but he's straight down into another silence. Supreme dies as quickly as he respawns. Out of the game for another 50. And now Charlie. Charlie's got the BKB.
Doing much.
He's trying to turn. They managed to get themselves on top of Shad, but Celery's in with the swap. Shad's out to the side, pots the BKB, turns towards Saberlight. Saberlight will buy himself a bit of time with the self-heals, but he's straight back down into a silence. Celery's gone. Magic missile over towards Era. Era is able to escape here with the invis. Into the base he goes. They will live. But again, just Viking playing with NiP right now. 27-16. Further ways to protect themselves being completed. Aramis has got a Lotus Orb on its way out. And it just seems, I mean, NiP, they need the perfect team fight. They've got to hit some incredible chronos right now, as this game is really falling out of complete control for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
When you say perfect team fight, how many people does he need to catch inside a Chronosphere?
More
4?
people than there are players on the enemy team, it seems, right now. He needs to catch an entire continent.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's looking hard. It's looking hard. And it feels like the route that NiP wanted to go, playing things slow and steady with the Battle Fury Void, has just... It's made it very hard for them. It's made it very hard for them. I mean, all in all, it was definitely a hard game for the cause. Supreme as well. He had a good start in the Storm, but there are just so many different things that are tripping him up in these fights and moves that he's attempting to make. Viking able to continue to just hold such a solid lead. And so we can see now Shad 20k net worth on the Drought. And they're out with another smoke. NiP, they've got to be so careful. If they get caught out once more, game will probably come to an end.
Venge baiting with the illusion.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, nice bait. Swap.
Accelerate. He's heading over. There's the swap save. Shad's able to put the BKB. Turns the roots down onto Supreme Shad. Hurricane Pikes over to the side. Charlie
Blink.
jumps in with a blink. Shad, he's away. Charlie can't quite finish him off. Boom's taken down Supreme. Boom's over towards Charlie with the Yule's Remnant control. Charlie tries to stay alive here. Gets cookied over to the side. He's turning to try and punch into Boom, but he just doesn't do any damage. Charlie has to time walk away. He's going for the TP out. He'll manage to escape this. But Toby chasing down Misha. Misha with the Glimmer, looking to try and juke this off. Shad and Boom also coming around on the hunt. Misha, is he able to get himself out of this? It doesn't look like it. They find him, popping the Shivas to slow him down, drag back with the Remnant. Misha goes down. There's a buyback from Supreme. He's trying to go over towards Aramis. Aramis, very deep underneath the tower. They do have the control with the Vortex. They'll take down Aramis at least. But they won't get anyone else here as Viking keep all of their cores alive. And they're just really struggling to kill that Drow. As we're seeing right now, a Chronosphere on a core alone is just not going to cut it anytime Celery's in the neighborhood.
That was such a big brain play from Viking. They smoked and they used Venge Illusion. She was microing it close to Drow Ranger, so Faceless Void would think that that's the best opportunity that he has. Chrono these two heroes, but the one was fake. The one thing that they could do, because Vengeful does not have a defensive tool for herself, is if they somehow silence her or stun her while they catch Drow Ranger inside the Chrono mid lane.
And they've got Boom. That's quite a big one there, Supreme. Picking up the kill as Boom. Maybe feeling a little too comfortable. That's a whole 70 seconds without the Void Spirit.
And Roshi's alive.
Oh, that's... Yeah, maybe NiP can get in and try and do something about this. They haven't got Chrono still for 50 seconds, but still a big timing with no Void Spirit in play.
I don't think they can just go in, but it's the play that they need to try to take. Because,
yeah, they've got to take a risk.
Yeah, it's a tough game for them. They already lost 2 set of Raxes, and this is their way into the game. But, you know, Faceless Void might swap in Paladin and Sword for some extra sustain instead of that Orb of Destruction. Let's see. It's tough. A lot of silences, a lot of scouting coming out from Viking. Saberlight, he might die.
That multi-shot nearly did. Nearly did take him out. Got to be careful, and they really wanted to try and push for it. They know they need some sort of desperate play to help themselves get back into this, but they can't finish for the Roach. Charlie, let's see what sort of wraparound he can find. Toby on the high ground. He's going to have vision of this coming in. Charlie's going to jump in aggressively. Straight away, they're holding back with the rod. He pots the BKB. Doesn't drop the Chrono quite yet onto the side. They get the catch on Celery. That's going to give room for Charlie to get over.
Get
onto the Shad Drow. They've got the control. Immediate follow-up there from the Snapfire. Kisses come out. They've taken out Shad. Buyback's coming in from the two of them. Charlie's up to the high ground, trying for the TP out, but they've got the Yules to cancel the TP. Remnant pulls him back in. Charlie silence once more as he will die along with Supreme. As Supreme also out for 90. Shad able to clean him up there, coming in with the buyback. And that's, you know, always the kryptonite of the Chronosphere buybacks. You know, you come in with the second life, you're able to take objectives, and NiP, no way to contest now, but particularly so with their ultimates being used.
Yeah, that was always the problem against the Faceless Void. You need to have buybacks available on the cores. Like, Void Spirit didn't have one in that fight, but... it was very important that Drow Ranger has it. And then you take the Roche. It's a pretty textbook example how to play against Faceless Void.
Yeah, some clean stuff here from Viking in this game one. 33 to 21, 22k lead. Viking up to the high ground. Buyback comes out from Charlie. It's over towards the fountain. Aramis, he's keeping them all in there. Kicking them and silencing them. Making it hard for them to really step out and do anything about this push coming in from Viking. Charlie, no Chrono for 80 seconds. He's trying to step up. The turn towards Toby, but Toby's tanking. Toby also with a finish side for Vice. Additional catch here. There's the Hex setup. Onto Charlie. Glimmer. All by time for him, but Aramis is able to get him with the stun. Charlie pots the BKB, jumps in aggressively. On top of Shad. He's trying to bring down the Drow, but the swap's there. Celery takes him out to the side, and Shad just turns and shoots down Charlie as Charlie's out. Saberlight as well. NiP getting beat back to the fountain. Even these buybacks not doing anything to change the course of the game right now. As Viking now take a third set of racks here. Supreme. He's going in for one final attempt here with the zip. Kiss is doing quite a bit of damage, but it's
Echo
not
is
enough.
ready. There it goes. GG. I
Yeah.
mean, throughout this whole game, the only echo that I heard was from my own mouse in my room because it's not isolated properly.
Oh no. Still more impressive than anything that unfortunately came out that game for the Shake. It was a hard one all along, I think, for NiP. I really did feel sort of from the start this was not going to be an easy game for NiP. They tried for something different with the Battle Fury, trying to play for the late game on the Void. It just didn't work out. Vikings' timing seemed too strong this game, Lacoste.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really like the Earthshaker as a 10th pick. This is something to be a game-changing hero, something that shuts down a lot of heroes on a different team. Didn't really see it as a 10th pick, and it was a hard game for Earthshaker, you know, playing into 5 silences, as you called it. Tough stuff.
Yeah, tough stuff indeed for NiP in this game one. And Viking GG making it look nice and easy. They open up with a solid opener, the Drow Venge, and it all goes to a very good place for them. As Viking GG will take game one of this best of 3 series here at the Monster Energy Dota Summit Online.